Okay, figured I'd do a bit of a blog here. People keep doing it to explain what they're thinking, so I've decided to do mine starting today. And the major thing that's on my head is the world. This last week, a lot of events have been happening around the world. Almost the same thing happened like about 10 years ago with the whole 9/11 incident. When I woke up, barely still awake, listening to the radio that just woke me up, hearing that something hit the towers. And I thought, it sounded like one of those things that you hear on the radio when they're trying to be funny. I thought, oh, they're just trying to say a joke or whatever. And I'm just not getting it because I'm still asleep. I've heard the last part of it. And then, as the day goes on, finding it's not a joke, it's actually real. And now this week, earthquake hits Japan. Then tsunami hits it. Then a nuclear power plant, is having some serious trouble. Different reactors are having different trouble, and they can't shut this thing down. And it's potentially going to melt down like friggin' Chernobyl. I decided to watch last week a bit of a video on Chernobyl, and the events that were happening in that video are almost being mirrored today by this, except for the fact it wasn't an earthquake, right? It was just some people being silly. But frankly, the fact that we're still using, that's what really wigs me out at the moment. With all the stuff that I watched in the Chernobyl video, I wondered, why the hell are we still using nuclear power? So I remember even in the 80s as a boy, hearing on the news people talking about shutting down coal mines and how we don't need coal anymore to heat us. We don't need coal to run power plants anymore. We don't need the coal power plants anymore because we've got nuclear. And no matter how many bloody movies like Godzilla, I mean, that's kind of a funny movie, but like to mention, but a lot of movies where they basically try to show nuclear to be really bad. Like Terminator, things blow up, boom, everything's... I'm mumbling right now. But you know what I'm saying. There's a lot of movies that show that nuclear energy wipes all this out, wipes that out. Then we see Chernobyl. Now we see this, people are panicking. And then I watched a scientist on the bloody news. I mean, back in the 80s they would keep saying, oh, that's the cleanest energy, safest. Yeah, it's nuclear, but it's safe. And talking about how great this is. And then over time, plants get built, and then here's this one about to blow up. And it's inspiring to watch people run in there and risk their lives to fix this problem. But it makes you wonder, why the hell are we still using it when we know it's this dangerous that a bloody earthquake can shut it down? And they keep saying that, oh, it's... And then, as I said, I was watching the news, and then this one guy basically says, at this point they don't know what's going to happen, because really there's no way really to test a nuclear power plant blowing up. They can speculate, they can guess, but in reality they don't know. And I literally wanted to get out of my chair and punch that guy in the face. It's like 20, 30 years ago, and they're all talking about how safe this energy is, and now on the brink of this damn thing blowing up, they're saying they really don't know. They don't have a clue. And then me being me, a silly bugger. I mean, pretty much most of my life I've had all kinds of fucked up dreams of the end of the world and shit. Well, not dreams, flat out nightmares. of planets colliding, all kinds of weird shit. I see doctors for it. That's why I can't watch certain shows, because it just wigs me out. But it pulls me to it. I'm in some ways superstitious, in some ways religious. But it's like funny, I listened to someone this morning talking about it, and people are like almost being humorous about this, about the end of the world. When you listen to people, anytime they're talking about it, they really seem to be focused on the end of the bloody world stuff. I mean, I can't get out of my head. It freaks me the fuck out. I'm like, why am I still thinking this? This is some scary shit. But people are like really focused on that, not like, hey, you know what, we'll get through this. It's gonna be nothing at all. I want to hear some of that. I want to hear scientists go on the TV and say, you know what, we're gonna put this out. Don't worry about it. We put out bigger fires. This ain't nothing. But nobody's saying this. I think you've got two different people. What's interesting about the world right now, that I started thinking this morning, you've got your religious people who think this is all created by God, or by a God of some kind, and then the people that basically don't really, they think it's all just an accident, be it scientists, be it whatever. They think this is just one big coincidence. But the interesting thing is the religious people won't believe in a prophecy that predicts the time as if it's a big plan. But the ones that don't believe in God will believe in stuff like the world ending on 2012, on a specific time, on a specific date. I mean, doesn't that take away from the whole thing of coincidence? Doesn't that sound like a plan? I know I'm mumbling, but it's wigging me the fuck out. The concept of, I mean, I look at Japan. If that thing blows up, that's potentially going to wipe out. Because I looked at the size of the island. I never even really realised or even looked at Japan. You just hear about it. Japan's this, Japan's that. Japan's the greatest car manufacturers. Japan's this. Japan's so great, and then you look at that island, and it's so small, and you hear, oh, they've quarantined off a portion of the island, like 19 kilometers or whatever, and you see the radius that they show with a little diagram and how far it goes, and it doesn't look that far on the whole island. It doesn't look much bigger than the whole of British Columbia. And that's only for the little radiation that it's spewing out. When that thing melts down, it could potentially wipe out Japan. Japan could literally be made into literally a no-fly zone altogether. Nobody would be totally inhabitable. All because of this. I said it once and I say it again the last few days. When James Cameron or one of these brilliant movie designers goes to make this movie, he better get all kinds of bloody awards. This is some really scary shit. Anyway, as I was saying, I started watching some more videos about various stuff. It just kills me looking at this. Like, that's all of Japan that this is going to affect. One bloody nuclear plant could do that kind of devastation. And then you hear in the news, oh, well, this radiation could travel on the wind and affect North America. From all the fucking way over there? Are you kidding me? One power plant we are that scared of? Then why the hell are we using nuclear power at all? I mean, I don't know if my teachers were retarded when they were trying to teach me that 1 + 1 is 2, but when they did that and showed me how to put 2 and 2 together, when I'm seeing that nuclear power caused devastation in Chernobyl, and apparently the radiation traveled on the winds infected lots of Europe, and then I'm seeing this bloody thing blow its top, and is it going to affect North America? I think there might be something to it, and maybe I should be joining these activists that riot and complain and go, you know what, hey, shut these damn things down, they're dangerous. We're playing with stuff that we really shouldn't be. I mean, man puts his hand in a fire and it gets burned. He learns, don't put my hand in the fire. Shouldn't we be bloody well learning to get our hand out of the goddamn fire? Anyway, me being me, with my silly brain and fears of the end of the world shit, I decide, oh, this might be fun. Let's find out what Nostradamus said about, see if he had any predictions about this. Ha 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 ha. Yep. And I happen to stumble on this video online called Nostradamus 2012, and I decided to start watching the damn thing. I'm not even finished it, and it's wigging me out, because they're talking about the world aligning and this symbol is this and this, and then I see one symbol, and it's this, it looks like the sun, or it looks like a star with this ring around it, and I'm like, yeah, that could be the center of the universe, I suppose, or it could be the sun. And then it hits me, what does the flag of Japan look like? And then I decide to type it in, because it's clicking in my mind. I'm seeing it. I'm remembering this ball, this big red ball with lines coming up. Does that not look like a sun? And so I'll type it in, I'll look it up, and there's the Japanese flag. Right there. Big ball with lines coming up it. Exactly what is in the pictures that have been shown in this movie. And they're not saying it's anything to do with Japan. They're saying, oh no, it's the alignment of the planet and the stars and all that kind of stuff. That's what signifies the end of the world. And I'm sorry, I don't know if there's a God. I think there is. I think something's doing this. I don't think this is an accident. I don't think this is like a big coincidence. I do think there is something to all this. It's wigging me out like big time. I'd like to make a bit of a joke that it's God just sitting there watching the TV, and he's about to watch the Euro Cup in 2012, and at the last minute England's going to win. It's going to be a score. Ball's going to go right in the goal. He's going to get excited. He's going to clap his hands together. Yeah, score! Oh, damn it! I squished the planet. No, I don't think anything like that's going to happen. But this is some scary shit, and I don't think any political people are going to be watching this video, but if anybody happens to stumble across it, please, for the love of God, put 2 and 2 together. This planet you're not in control of. If it wants to shake and move about and do what it wants to do, it's going to do it. You don't get to stop it. You can build your buildings nice and big and nice and tall and go, wow, look at this, an earthquake happened and it stays standing. But this planet wants to wipe something out, it'll do it. It'll drown you, and if it can't drown you, it'll blow you up. You're not in control of it. Don't put your hand in fires. Or if you do, learn from it. As weird as it sounds, and as much as I'm against global warmers and as the next person, right now, as I watch all this unfold, I really end up missing coal power plants. At least they didn't have the risk of wiping out the entire bloody planet or an entire civilization. If this does what I think it's gonna do, what I'm afraid it's gonna do, this had better be a damn good big wake up call. If 2012 is not really the end of the world, this had better be the damn change that Nostradamus is talking about. That we see this happen and we learn from it really quick. We're supposed to be an advanced civilization, modern civilization, better than anything of the past. We should be learning from our mistakes, not trying to make cell phones smaller, but making mankind better. I really don't want to end up walking down the bloody streets saying the end of the world is coming. I really don't. Well, that's my first vlog. Thank you.